Okay, so earlier I started a live streaming of just me working. Again, I'm new to the whole going live thing, and I'm not here to become famous or anything. Um, I'm just a normal guy doing normal things, and I just wanted to share, you know, and just talk about whatever I do. Um, might as well. So I'm a photographer slash graphic designer. I have a studio here in Fullerton, California. My studio name is Studio Lightful. It's a cozy, studio. We modified a warehouse for the shoot, photo shoot. Uh, studio area, and I have a little office. And I'm at the office right now, and just earlier today, there was a quick request for there's a website that I'm making or already made for a client. Um, I use Wix for my web designing. I'm not getting paid for by Wix in any way. I'm not affiliated in any way. I just use them. Before I would design it on Photoshop, layer it, and then send it over to a programmer, uh, which I still do for bigger projects. But um, now that there's great platforms like Wix, where designers are able to actually create websites without having a third party programmers. Again, I still work with programmers for bigger projects, but for something that I can do on my own, I try to do it. And my choice of a platform for designers creating websites is definitely Wix. Within Wix, I don't use templates. I try not to. And what I do is I always try to um, utilize what they have and make it mine, make it more unique. So I'm not just copy pasting or utilizing their tools only. I teach myself watching YouTube channels and other videos, um, how-to videos of doing simple codings here and there. I always try to learn new things. So um, this company is a lending company, and I did this website. So there's a lot of cool stuff here, you know, interactive banner and so on and so forth. And there's all these, you know, uh, cool functions, and you can see it's a pretty simple, website. Uh, and this session, I guess, was for the About Us, where there's a this is a filler, so this is not the actual CEO. It's just a random photo I got from the web from Wix, but I need to replace this. So um, yeah, she came in for it. It was a quick photo shoot. I have my studio set up right now for Christmas, so I didn't have space. I didn't want to move all of that for this, so I had a gray background set up quickly, very quickly, and I can show you what the setup is right now. The setup looks like so this one. So So I did my family's Christmas portraiture recently and came out pretty nice. I wanted to try something different and not the average, family portraiture that we're all used to, which is, Christmas tree and, present boxes and so, but wanted to try something new. So this was us. That's my daughter and my son, my wife, and myself. I set up the camera, uh, and then I use a timer because I used triggers before, like handheld button triggers, but it's like I had to hide my hand or Photoshop the trigger out of the photo, which was not fun. So I don't know why Skype just popped up, but so basically that was us. We wanted to try something new and fun. That was definitely fun. So I have that set up in my studio right now. So I didn't want to move all of that for this quick portrait work. So basically, I have I had the quick setup of the background. Now this one I did a little bit of spot removing using the spot remover tool brush, and so this was initially um, how it looked, and then right now I did some little bit of retouching of the highlighted area, and right now I have a empty layer, and I used the clone stamp tool to kind of even out and take out the highlighted area. You can see, so it's getting there. Again, I'm not doing a crazy, time consuming retouching just because this is for the website, not for him to do like a high resolution print. So for now, that's why I title my video quick retouch. This is literally quick doesn't always mean like a minute retouching, but sometimes um, if it was for like some sort of a print, like you know um, fashion photography or portraiture, like a model portraiture, I would probably take my time and really get into the details. But this one, for its use, yeah, I'm gonna do a quick retouch. Now, as you can see, because I set my background, and I have my camera set up for my family portraiture, which I recently just showed you. In order for me to get these little lights on top of using the strobe lights, I had to set the shutter speed at 1/60th of a second, and then also I had the f-stop at about 4.5. I could go higher just because I want everyone to be you know aligned and focused rather than having somebody who's behind me or in front of me are focused and have the other people uh, blurred due to the f-stop setup. So to get these little lights looking like like snowfall or whatever, I had to set that up. So that's why I totally forgot when I was taking this photo. So I had my shutter speed set at 60th of a second and 60th of a second, and f-stop at 4.5. If I had because I was using my 50 millimeter, I could have gone down to at least 1.8, um, and then really blur out the back, but guess I didn't. So I have the privilege of working in the background. Okay, so right now, before going really, going into details with the face, I'm gonna try to get the background evened out because I have wrinkles here. So again, there is no right or wrong way of doing this. I just, you know, have different ways of doing things for a different purpose. And this one, I'm looking at it. I don't know how I should get that. I could key out or cut him out. But let's see if I have, let's see if there's a like an easier way of doing this. I'm gonna go to Smart Object, and then I'm going to make a copy. That one I can just flatten out. The restaurant is it, and so if I use the magic wand tool, it's gonna do a pretty good job. But you're gonna see how it's not, because it is brighter on this end. So I could do that, or I could use the quick selection tool. And let's see if this one does a better job. Let's see. Okay, back up. So it's doing a better job for sure. Let's see how close it gets to the edge. So doing a better job than the magic wand. Obviously now when you look at the details, there are little spots here and there that went into. So I'm gonna just try to get that out in here, color, and then see the little edges here. I did a good job. So into details. Again, this is just one way of doing it. I'm sure other people have different ways, better ways, faster ways, more convenient way of doing it. Again, I'm just sticking with whatever I feel more comfortable with. Um, so, oop, okay, so now when it comes to hair, obviously, um, well, there's that little chip on his ear. Okay. Other than that, I think overall it did a good job. I'm again going into the details to see if there's any area or the edge I'm missing. So I'm just going to find details. Okay, so that. Okay, not bad. Okay. Now when it comes to hair and the details, what I do is I do select and mask, and then I go into the hair area, and this will clean everything up. There we go. You could do the other, like ears or whatever, but it might eat into it. Like for example, let's try that here. What's gonna happen is it's gonna want to, yeah, so that's not gonna work. So now maybe I could go in and then get these little wrong one. So I gotta just get into the details. Maybe just grab what's just missing. I feel this is still good enough. Um, because at the end of the day, as long as you have these details. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select inverse and check again. That's pretty darn good if you ask me. The details of the hair, that's perfect. Yeah, okay, that's good. So I'm going to make a copy, or let's do a cut since I have the new layer there. Now, with that, I can kind of work with the background. If I just blur this, obviously it's not gonna work. If I should have taken the background um, even before. I should have taken the background photo first, so that I have a whole background to use. But instead of that, what I could do is even give them a new background. So let's try that. Again, there is no right or wrong answer for me. So sometimes I just go, you know, and just try different things before. I could give them a gray background or a white background, you know, um, but I like gray. So let's see. Maybe we could give them a darker background. Oh, or something like that. And then we could do gradation or some sort. Let's see what I could do. Let's see. And then, so this is actually not that bad. So I'm gonna try and see what I can do with that. So with that, if you go to camera raw, there is a net option. And then see. You can see like there's like a halo of different colors. Oh, let me see if I could just. There's a way to a little more natural. See, just weird colors. Even though I lowered the saturation, just because this is a RGB layer. I still see like oh, saturation, purple and magenta. I don't know if you guys could see it, but I'm just again like playing around with these options and seeing how I can fix it. Doesn't really matter. So anyways, again, I'm trying different things. So for me, that's not working. So going back, I'm just trying to see what other options I have. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, again, I'm trying few different things and oh, let's see. So okay, let's set it auto select. I hate when that happens. Just hate. Okay, so that's not that bad. I'm not hating that background, but um, this just doesn't look natural for me. Um, so what I'm kind of playing around with right now is the option of utilizing the actual background and kind of um, just playing with it. So because that's in the middle, maybe maybe that's what's not making this really look natural to me. Um, if I had a light hitting the background, I would have something like that, I would say. Uh, Not that bright, but so let's see if I could fix this background a little bit um, by using the stamp tool. Clone stamp tool, and then now instead of dark, we'll do light. Okay. Um, see. Because the background, maybe I could keep the casting, not have to with it. Getting that 2, since it's making like a halo around his body and cut out where I cut it. Okay. So again, if I had more time and if I didn't have the Christmas setup, I would probably, you know, just use my white background, but because I have that set up and I had to make the last minute um, decision of using this gray background. So yeah, this is a lot of time being wasted for this, but just trying to see if this will make the photo more natural. Background. Again, like I said, I don't have answers for or have anything set. I always kind of, for these kind of last minute, calls for me to do these self portraitures. Portraitures. Uh, I have to kind of go with whatever options I have. So again, I wouldn't recommend doing. I don't recommend doing this. I would rather take my time and do a really nice setup so that I don't have to do this. Do I gotta work with whatever I have, what I got. So I screwed up. So instead of the layer I had, I used this working on top of. So let's see. Still not perfect, but it's getting there, I think. Okay, so now with that, what I can do is now I can blur or surface blur the background so that it makes it a little more even. I'm going to play with the radius, threshold. So the combination of the two will make it. Okay. Again, it's getting there. It's not there yet. Again, I've been talking to myself for the last 30 minutes. That's fine. 0 viewers, less pressure. So initially I had this image here with the background. Now we're working with that. Okay. So now I think it would be better, like it's getting there. If I kind of soften up the background a little more, I think we're gonna be we could be done with the background. Um, Now let's try doing like a Gaussian blur. See if that helps at all. Obviously, if you go too high, that's why we filled in where the cut was. Because if we do more higher radius blur, it's gonna show. So I think, you know what, I don't think we need that. So right now, basically what I'm gonna do with this background, I'm gonna do a little more cleaning, just because I feel there's some areas where it's like not like be even. See already that corner is much more even. In that area, I think this area right here, I think I can even it out by using um, the net tool. Sorry if I'm saying something wrong. I'm not used to saying these things out loud, so please correct me if you ever get to see this video. Um, but again, it's getting there. I think it's much more um, so from there, that okay, huge improvement. Now to okay, so from here, if we do a little more surface blur, again, we'll try it. Just because it's like high doesn't mean it's gonna work better. Now with that, let's play around with the background color. Um, Again, using camera raw for that layer. If we lower the clarity, it's going to even out even more. And color-wise, I think, you know, we were kind of going for that gray, so I think that's good. Now I'm gonna try and see if I could put in a little bit of more. Just a little bit. I like it. Alright. See, there's a little bit of transparent issue. So what we can do is now put another layer under it, and then we'll try to sample the lightest part of this, right? And then fill it. Oh, too much? Maybe, oh, maybe this said multiply, that's fine. There you go, sorry. So that worked out. Okay, so I'm liking the background. Now let's go onto the face. Now, because it's cut out, we could do a few different things. First of all, before going into, so I'm gonna show this cool option I just recently was introduced to. So there's a face awareness local file tool where instead of us going into it and modifying ourselves, actually there are modifying tools. How cool is that? Right? His eyes tilted a little bit, but fix it. His left eye and right eye size are a little different. So I'm going to get that right there. That's perfect. You know what? I could even work with the smile. He has really, I think the smile's in there somewhere. But one thing you would need to know, I actually graduated in Otis and I majored in fine arts first. So I always feel it's good to have that background. So when you're retouching or doing some modifications, you still know the structure of the face so that you're not going way over the boundaries of how your own structures will allow you to, uh, do modifications. So if you're gonna give them a smile, obviously what happens is when you smile, your kind of your mouth stretches to the side. So you would want to, before giving them a little bit of a smile, you would make the mouth width a little longer, and then there you give it a little bit of smile. See, already there's a little bit of smile going there. I like it. The left eye is too big. Okay. So already, and then who wouldn't want to have uh, you know narrower forehead if your kind of your hairline is receding? You could definitely get that fixed. But this guy, this person is okay. And always good to have a narrower face. Men tend to have stronger jaw line, but for this purpose, I think we'll give them a narrow face, just because people say photos add 10 pounds, and supposedly, and whenever you're looking at yourself on in the mirror, obviously you see it differently than other people. So even though I'm kind of playing with the jawline or face width, not many people are going to notice that. Well, themselves especially. And here I would usually do a little bit of touch up so that it can make the hair even. And also sometimes I do a little bit of stretch on the shoulders, just because we want him to have a broader or how do I say, more manly. Well, I don't know if I can say that, but wider shoulders are known to look more. Uh, I mean, gives a stronger posture. Let's say that. I don't want to offend anybody, uh, but I personally have a very narrow and weak shoulders, so I admire people, obviously, with wider, stronger, like swimming. What was it? Swimmer shoulders. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you know Phelps, yeah, his shoulders are wide. I don't have that shoulder, unfortunately. So I'm kind of playing around with the. Um, you can see already. Um, I don't go too far with it, but you know. Again, it's all preferences, guys. There is no right or wrong answer. It's your work. You know, I don't, look at other people's work and start criticizing or judging their skills or whatnot. Um, we can, talk about how we can improve things. Definitely, I'm open to that. So, right now, overall, um, I like how it's coming out. And now with now smoothing the face. Okay, so we can't overdo it, but still have to give, you know, some sort of okay, so let's do this. So funny. Okay, so the only reason why I have that is for the face texture later on, so that I have something to go with. So what I do, I usually just kind of, you could, okay, here's one way of doing it. So turn that off, make another um, layer. And then what I can do is I can do a surface blur, not that much. I'll show you what I'm doing. So this is like a quick and easy way of going about this. But again, this is not the only way or the right way to do it. And then I'm gonna do a mask and then reverse it. From here, I can use the brush tool to kind of fill in the areas where it needs a little more smoothening. So my opacity is at about 17. You could do a little bit more just to save time. I'll show you what I'm doing. So you'll see once I get this done. Then I'll show you the before and after. This is smoothing the skin. And this is just another way of doing it. So these blemishes, I don't know. This neck area. Obviously, we're not going to keep it like this, but just really, really quickly doing it so that I can show you just what the heck I'm doing right now. Okay, so you can see all blurred out. Obviously, you wouldn't leave it like this. Let's say play around the opacity a little bit, and you know, don't have the details. It's smooth. Now here, what I'm gonna do is I had that layer up there. This one, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to high pass at about, I'd say, let's say 3 to be safe. And what I'm gonna do now is going to overlay this on top of that layer. So there, I got the details back, but mask it and then reverse it. And here, now we're going to just reveal the details where it's needed. Obviously, eyebrows, those can be definitely. I hate when that happens, that thing. A little bit make it sharper. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so you see what I'm doing now. Okay, so there's the detail and the blurriness. I'm going to reduce the opacity of that a little bit. So, before putting those details on it, what I want to do now is even the face a little bit. So using the light, I meant the snap tool, clone snap tool. What I'm going to do is I'm going going to kind of even out the face a little bit, because you can tell that it's kind of bumpy. No face is, you know, perfectly surfaced, obviously, but you could make it look like it's somewhat even. Okay, like for example, that is not working. Let me see, I went too much. Again, this is just the helper layer, so I'm not too worried about details and things like that. But the dark circle around his eyes, even that out. His cheeks, even that out as well. Oh, well, see, that happens. I do that a times. So again, this is, you know, going back to what I mentioned earlier. If you know, if you are an artist, if you draw, or you know, have a drawing background with the face, anatomy of the face, bone structure, knowing that will definitely help during this process, because you know the contour of the face and where light should lay on the face. So, and just having that knowledge will definitely help in the long run. But again, not all retouchers are, you know, have those backgrounds. Again, I'm not saying, you know, you have to have, but I'm saying it will help along the way. So the face is evened out. As you can see, obviously it's way too touched. Again, I'm playing with the opacity. Just giving that you know, surface will definitely help. Hello? Okay, I thought somebody came. So you can see with all these layers, well, I'll show you. This is the original, and then I have that surface blurred, and then I even out the face a little bit. Again, again, I'm just doing this to kind of really show the effects of the tools I use. So this would be a somewhat finished. This is where we started, and that's where we're ending it. Again, I'm gonna redo this. Obviously, this one was just for this tutorial purpose, but again, this is done a little more dramatic than how I would usually do it. But overall, I think it came out okay. Um, Now it's just playing with the opacity of the layers to uh, just fix whatever that's overly done, like touching, uh, losing details. I like to keep the details, obviously. Um, Again, I'm not making a porcelain doll surface, face surface. So this is just a quick retouching tutorial. So I would be satisfied with whatever I'm seeing right now. Um, Again, now go in and see what the color level and pattern instead of the orange. Tone down the orange a little bit. All right, so that's where that's what I ended with. I like it. Still have that detail. Um, so thank you for, well, actually, not one viewer for the last hour, but hopefully, if somebody decides to watch this later on, just give me some feedback of my process. Like I said, this is not the best way or the right way to go about it. It's just my process of retouching. Um, Again, I don't have answers to or have any set process of retouching. I like to just kind of play with it and see where I end up with. Um, so thank you for not watching yet, but hopefully, if you guys like to see me work again, just give me some feedbacks. Again, I'm just doing this to just share my work and the process of. Thank you so much, and bye bye. Merry Christmas.